Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of two middle-aged men who have strange feelings of attraction for each other whilst owning expensive microphones. In today's video, we're going to be speaking about a lot. We're going to be going over the interesting topic of how I wasted my life savings on an NFT and my wife left me, and most importantly, we're going to be discussing... Here's the deal, man. Women should not... I know some people are going to get upset at this, but I'm just saying how it is, but women just should not be allowed. Yeah, but what do you mean by that, Dave? Oh, come on, man. You know, I'm just saying it how it is, and I know you don't want to upset those people out there, and I understand that, but I just don't think they should be allowed. Is that wrong for me to say that? I'm just a masculine man, and I may be from another time, but I just think they shouldn't be allowed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Dave, I can't say I necessarily agree with what you're saying here because I wish my wife would come back. But, you know, I am going to put this on TikTok because I'm sure somebody like Inabber, Nick is not green or Curtis Connor will make a video on it and it will get us a lot of clicks and attention. So, you know, I mean, fair enough, man. I'm glad you're pulling this out there because free speech is a very important thing. Let me get this to you right now, TikTok. Free speech is very important, and as a man, we should be able to kind of put our rules on free speech when it comes to women, because I just don't think that they should be able to have a choice in terms of voting and speaking and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just trying to be real here. Back to the studio. Hello, my chronically online lonely friends. Today we're going to be diving into the world of alpha males. Yes, I'm sure in the last few months you've seen a TikTok clip going around on Twitter, Instagram, or God behold, maybe even Facebook, where you've got two men sat around a table with some Shure SM7B microphones and they've decided to themselves that they need to let the world know that they have some controversial opinions.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating. In my opinion, I think a woman having an Instagram is 100% cheating, especially if she has scantily clad photos of herself on the internet and she's not making money off of it, which a lot of women tend to do.
Look, to be honest with you, I feel like we should apply this not only to women, but also to men and MBs, because I feel like the moment we get off Instagram and the moment we get off Twitter, the world will be a better place, a far better place. I think we should just ban the apps. Like, if Elon wants to buy it, he can do so. I'm not a big fan, but he can buy it and he can shut it down. Please, Elon. You've got a redemption arc for yourself if you do that. Please. And a quick warning, do not come into my comment section saying, oh, why don't you like Elon? Elon, oh, Elon's my daddy. I don't care. I'm an angry, jealous little man, and that man's money should be mine. Thanks. I'm not going to give any other reasons other than that. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into that clip. Obviously, it's an outright ridiculous thing to say, probably just bait to get some attention and clicks on the internet. You don't need me to tell you why the belief that somebody having an Instagram is cheating is brain dead. But rather than just diving into the world of these TikTok alpha male advice gurus, I feel like we should take a case study and take a look at a certain individual millionaire kickboxer that I've recently discovered. And boy oh boy, I've gone down a rabbit hole. I started this video off thinking, you know what? This is going to be a nice old little funny video where we laugh at some misogynist on the internet and explain why their points are bad. But no, this gets really dark really quickly. So I'm just going to put a little warning and say there are going to be some themes of human trafficking and stuff around that. So you can kind of guess where this is going. It's not going to be that fun, but yeah, allow me to introduce you to Andrew Tate.
Women, let's cut to the chase here. Women should clean up. Not only should women clean up, women should clean up unprompted. And I'm going to tell you why.
No, you're not. Andrew, shut up. Nobody asked. Thank you very much. Please, for the love of God, stop speaking. This is like the first clip I've played. Well, second. And I've already had enough. Please. Just can we stop podcasts? We need to make I don't care if it violates free speech laws. We really need to consider like an actual ban on podcast, or at least set some rules, like there has to be an equal ratio between men and women and MBs on a podcast, because I can't listen to these things. I don't listen to them in general, but I just know they exist, and that makes it even worse. So yes, this is Andrew Tate, a multi-millionaire originally known for his kickboxing skills who is now known for giving out his life lessons to young adult males on the internet. He's also known for being a pimp and somebody, just in general, with an extremely dedicated fan base. Hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, 15 plus cars, and somebody who is just in general worshipped by a lot of young men around the world. And a lot of those men love Andrew Tate. They think he's this cracking bloke. He's a geezer. He knows how to speak to the ladies. Now, personally, I know Andrew Tate as the guy who recently had his house raided for human trafficking investigations. I'm being serious, guys.
When people say, why did you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say, to do what I want. I like being free. And if you're a man living in England or Germany or America or any of the Western world right now, you've decided to live in a country where any woman, any ex, any bitch who works at Greg's who you bought a pasty from, at some point in the future can destroy your life. This Me Too era has not protected women. It's just destroyed the safety of men.
Now, I'm not going to give my opinion on that clip, because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, and rather than give my opinion, I'm just going to give the facts. According to Rain, out of 1,000 SA cases, 975 of those people will walk free, and even in just 310 police reports, only 25 of those 310 are actually put in prison. So Andrew, I'd like to ask you, do you believe that 975 out of those 1,000 people are lying, or are you compensating for something that you may or may not have done in your past, and that's why you are currently under investigation for some extremely terrible things? Please let me know. My DMs are open. But despite this extremely vile thing, like, I really don't think I need to show you anything else. This should really be like it. This should just be a thing of where you're like, alright, case in point, it's done. Goodbye, Andrew Tate. No, despite this, he's a very, very liked person, as I said. He's worshipped, he's got a lot of followers, he's got a lot of schemes to make money from these followers, and to be honest with you, I'm absolutely disturbed by that, and I know for a fact that this video is most likely going to get disliked bombs by these absolute freaks. Oh no, the man on the internet called me a freak. What do I do now? Seriously though, you are an actual nutcase if you support this. There's so many things. There's so many things. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm going to have to consider you a absolute nutjob, a freak, a weirdo, if you support this man, because it means that you stand by bizarre statements like this.
So when you walk into a house and you see mess, why is your lazy ass not doing the right thing and start picking and cleaning shit up? If you're sitting there going, that's sexist. Well, it's sexist for me to pay for everything, isn't it, you fucking bimbo? But that's fine. This is the whole world we live in now, double standards. It's okay for me to do the masculine thing, but it's not okay for you to do the feminine thing. It's bullshit. Women should clean. Now, when I say this, girls go, well, I don't like cleaning. No problem. If you don't like cleaning, how about this? I'll clean. And when I say I'll clean, I mean I'll hire someone else to clean. Anyway, I'll get the house clean. And you pay for everything. How about that? Oh no, you can't do that either, can you? Because you're a moron, and you realize that making money is much harder than getting some dishes washed. Then you're going to realize what real work is, because to pay for shit is much more difficult than keeping a house generally tidy and being a generally pleasant female to be around. Lazy. That's the world we live in now.
I genuinely feel bad for any woman that's had the displeasure of coming into some form of physical human interaction with this guy. Like, if you're a woman and you've walked past this dude in the street, I'm sorry. And I'm not claiming to be like this, I don't know, I'm a ultra feminist that knows everything about feminist theory. I'm not, but I know that that is a horrible, weird thing to say, you know? You don't need to be this big guru to understand that, yeah, these things that he's known for saying aren't exactly nice things, and I don't personally agree with it whatsoever. And if you do agree with it, please stay away from me, my family, and my friends, and literally any woman in existence. And Andrew, no one is saying that you need to pay for everything. And if you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. That's great. That's lovely. You want to pay for the bills and stuff like that. Fantastic, mate. But when you get in a relationship, there isn't this written rule that says 100% of the bills must be paid by somebody, and then 100% of the chores need to be done by the other body, preferably the women. That's not usually a written rule, in my opinion. Maybe, just maybe, in a relationship, there's this thing called a support structure of where you both equally contribute to supporting each other's lives. Because when you're in a relationship, you support each other equally. You don't force the other person to do something because you're paying the bills. No. You do things typically, for the most part, equally. But it's incredible to me that this man is somehow worth $30 million, yet somehow this man can't afford therapy. And at this point you're probably wondering, well, how did this man get in this position? How does he have millions and millions of dollars? What am I doing wrong that Andrew Tate is doing right?
Spoiler alert, probably a lot of illegal activities, allegedly, in a video game.
I've done a little bit of research. I've looked up how this man started to make his money and where he continued his business ventures. And, none of it's really a surprise. The main one being, he started off as an American cruiserweight kickboxer, and he was actually a world champion at one point, which is great, That's a pretty nice way to make money. I can respect that. That led to him getting his first paycheck, and then he moved into creating a management firm with his brother, where they basically managed Lonely Man's creators, and he now claims to have some of the biggest creators on that platform working for him, and apparently he also owns some casinos in Romania. But to be honest with you, the whole Lonely Man's thing is quite ironic, because I feel like for the most part the creators that work for the dude are definitely women. I'd say for the good majority it's probably women, and I just kind of find it funny to hear this guy speaking about how he earns the money for the women, but in fact most of the money he earns comes from women who are actually making probably more money than him. But if you didn't find that management scheme to be a little bit suspicious, it gets even weirder when you discover that Andrew is actually a part of an organization which is called the War Room. Now this organization, how do I dub it? It's probably one of the saddest things I have ever heard in my entire life, and I've been scrolling through this for the last hour, and it's this payment thing where you kind of, I guess, pay these guys money, pay these millionaires money, and they'll kind of, I guess, try and get you on the course to live the lifestyle that they live. And oh my god, if you pay for this, you are so unbelievably brain dead that actually no, I don't feel sorry for you, because if you pay for this, you're just a lost cause, man. You are a lost cause. Are you a young, ugly man who's a complete and utter failure? I just need to say not a woman though, because you're not welcome here. Well, yeah. Now you say it. I think I'm definitely that. Well, boy oh boy, do I have the group for you. This is gonna change your life, and I do just need to say, as long as you're not a woman, but it's gonna change your life. Wow. What group is that? Basically, a bunch of me and my crypto buddies, where we've been involved in a lot of illegal things allegedly, have got together and made a group which you can pay for and give us your money, and we will teach you in group chats on how to be a professional alpha male who will be a millionaire in the future. Possibly not really. I do just need to say that allegedly, because you may not actually become one, but you can become like us. Oh, but I actually like having hair. The Room is the greatest global network which exists on planet Earth. The War Room is a global organization with members, bases, and influence in over 70 countries. Our network contains a varied expertise which allows us to exert influence globally. Every member has achieved or is working to achieve the ultimate goal of all intelligent men: freedom in a world of slavery. Basically, it's a fucking scam. It's a complete outright scam, in my personal opinion. But yeah, you can buy a membership to join this club of where you can become an intelligent man. Usually you wouldn't join a club of alpha males, alpha male millionaires to do that. Usually you'd read a book, take up some skills. So maybe you go learn a bit of Espanol, something. Maybe you go learn how to, I don't know, how to code or something like that. But no, instead, you can join the Alpha Male Club. That's what I'm going to dub it as, for a lovely price of £4,147, which is, I think, almost $5,000. You can spend your hard-earned money to join a club where Andrew Tate will teach you how to be as insufferable as he is. And there are some great quotes on this. I've been scrolling through this, as I said, and there are definitely some things on here that I feel like me and you, just me and you, should go through. So let's take a look. The war room is for men who understand something is missing. Men who see that they are not taking life seriously, and the few that are have been easily exploiting the unaware. The more intelligent you are, the more you realize and notice something important. There is a level of human existence that very few people get to experience. And Andrew Tate, the man who just had his house raided because of a human trafficking investigation, is the man who is going to help you find that level of consciousness. It's mental, but people fall for this shit. It basically says, how is it structured? The War Room's online arm is based inside of Telegram channels. So basically, it's just a shit version of WhatsApp where a bunch of incels get together in a group chat and they say,
Hey man, what you've got to do in this life is not respect women, treat people like shit, and somehow you'll become a millionaire.
like seriously, it says dozen of Telegram rooms based on different topics, monetary/financial geographical locations, international legal documentation, fitness, biohacking, and new leaks, etc. That means that you are literally in a group chat on your phone, as far as I know, or maybe the desktop app, and they are just chatting shit in a group chat, and you are paying £4,000 to be a part of this. It then says that there is summits in every country and I guess meetups. So, you know, there's like regular incel meetups, and that's great because it does allow the FBI to track these people much easier than just having to track them on the internet. You can actually physically see them and make sure that they don't do something horrific, which is good, you know. I feel like they should keep on with these little meetings, these little get-togethers where they have picnics, because, you know, it's easier to track and it's easier to make sure that they're not doing anything too illegal. It just seems really, really sus. Like, I'm scrolling through this and it's just a bunch of people who have just like stumbled upon some success accidentally. They got a little bit lucky. They probably did some illegal things here and there, allegedly, just my opinion. I had to say that legally. And now they're trying to tell people how to run the world. And the thing is, right, obviously having $1 million is like, is a very unique thing. Not everybody is a millionaire. But these guys are acting like they are like some of the richest people on the planet. Andrew, you have a net worth of $30 million. In the grand scheme of things, that's really, really not that much in comparison to the world's elite. So I don't know why they're trying to kind of pretend like they are. It's quite embarrassing. And I hate billionaires, but they're probably looking down on these people thinking, Jesus Christ, look at these little people that want to be just like us. Horrible people. It's like they're trying to compete to see who can be the worst of the worst, and somehow these millionaires are beating the billionaires at it. And to the angry young men who have fragile egos who are watching this right now extremely angrily with a protein shake in one hand and a fist clenched in the other, I do just have to ask, why do you idolize the same guy who recently was allegedly caught holding a woman captive whilst 500 meters away from his own house where him and his brother lived at? There was a house discovered with 4 women inside, where 2 of them had tattoos on their arms saying, "I belong to Tate." I'd love to know why this is the guy that you personally have discovered and decided to worship. I'd love to know, because I'm starting to feel a little bit sussy-wussy about you personally. And especially when you add in the other context that Andrew, before all of the money, was actually kicked off a TV show Big Brother after being exposed for admitting to hitting women in a leaked videotape. Allegedly. And I'm not going to play this tape, but there is an article here which basically goes through the entire thing, and from what I can take from this is that Andrew has admitted to doing some nasty things and showing some bruises of the people that he's actually hit allegedly in these videos, and it's absolutely disturbing, and it's more disturbing to the point that Andrew actually responded saying that this was just role play, it wasn't actually serious, and he's still friends with these people. I mean, to be honest with you, Andrew, I wouldn't be surprised if he was still friends with these people because they're probably absolutely terrified of upsetting him. I could go through every single clip on Andrew Tate's YouTube channel and explain why basically everything he says is absolutely mental, but for the next part of this video, I'm just going to go through some of his worst takes that I've personally picked out and just show the true nature of this terrible bloke. And Big Andy, he loves to speak about women, obviously. I've said it about a million times at this point, but some of the best takes, best in terms of, you know, they're absolutely god-awful and somebody who actually believes this stuff should probably be put in a mental asylum takes. That level of take, he's had quite a lot of them about women. And I thought, you know what? I think we should introduce him to a woman, you know, see what a woman thinks about Andy. Because as a man, I can point at it and laugh and say, that's ridiculous, that's terrible, why are you thinking like that for? But, well, I'll never know the true extent of how awful this is until I see another woman's reaction to it. So I thought I'd bring on my girlfriend and introduce her to Andrew Tate. Now, I've given her a little bit of backstory, some of the things we discussed in this video, but, you know, she's never seen the true extent of his videos. So, without further ado, I'm sorry, Kirst.
2 seconds later.
Hello. You'd consider yourself to be a woman, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I want you to look at this, okay?
Okay.
And I just want you to go, you've confirmed you've never seen this, right? You don't even know who this guy is.
It's not a clue.
Okay, all right.
And the point is, when I say barely sentient, is that the female's entire life process from head to toe, she never really thinks for herself.
I've never had a single thought.
To be honest,
No.
I don't think he's that wrong, to be honest, especially with you.
Oh, okay.
I sit there and I analyze and I come to my own conclusions. I don't believe the conclusion of the news, and I'm also not automatically anti what the news says. I analyze the chessboard and I decide which move is best. I'm perspicacious. Females don't do that. Females grow up, listen to their parents, then they get in some friendship group where they start watching TV, and they believe what society tells them to believe. And they either keep those beliefs, or they throw them away when they meet a man they like.
Is this true?
Yeah, I throw out every single thought.
You're not meant to agree with him.
No, I don't. He's just.
Females don't have independent thought. They don't come up with anything. They're just empty vessels, waiting for someone else to install the programming. Ching! And then they become conservative, liberal, feminist, whatever.
So how do those 4 girls accept just to be with you? Do those other girls sleep with other people or talk?
Absolutely not. That's cheating, bro. A woman can't do that. That's cheating. It's fine if I do. I'm a man.
Can I do it?
You get f***ed. What the f***?
What?
What the fuck?
I'm a man. I should be able to do this.
Oh my god. That's basically. Oh no. I hate people that just think that women are just like these objects and that
That's
you
what
can
I-
claim and you can own. Like,
That's literally what I say after this in my script about this guy is basically just objectifying women.
he is. It's
Yeah.
like he calls us vessels.
Yeah.
Like we're a vessel.
I just don't understand how anybody I like. It's not, the worst part is it's not a joke. Like, this guy makes thousands off these ideas, and he has like a company where he like trains young men into thinking this way. It's fun, and you pay £4,000 to get into that club.
No.
Yeah. Can I pay to get into it?
You'd be single if you did.
Firstly, a big thank you to Kirst and also a big apology to Kirst. I'm sorry you had to sit through that. Please go follow her social medias because I think after that she deserves it. But yes, moving on, Big Andrew, he has a lot of clips out there, as I said, where he basically just completely and utterly objectifies any woman he can think of. And it's just absolutely balmy. And we're just going to go through a few more of them, just me and you.
The truth is, if a woman truly loves a man, she doesn't want to hang around with dudes.
Exactly.
She doesn't. I put another thing I put on Twitter when one of my band accounts. I said, if a woman truly loves a man, she doesn't find other men attractive. So there's 3 important things to discuss here. One is that, this is the most important thing, is that women are never single. They are constantly either talking to a guy, sleeping with a guy, they're talking to 5 or 6 guys on Instagram.
Yep.
Women are never single, which means every single time you get a girl, you're taking her from other guys.
He's acting like it's a fucking Amazon order. Andrew, you're not purchasing women. I mean, you may be purchasing, but you're not purchasing women on Amazon. They are human beings, my man. They're human beings. What are It's honestly, like, I saw a TikTok the other day where it's like men who make commentary videos speaking about like alpha males giving the most like plain criticisms. But it's like, what more can you say other than this is fucking mental?
Even if she's with you, when she's around other men, she's still poachable. Would you want your girl being friends with me?
I wouldn't want my granddad to be friends with you, Andrew. I literally wouldn't even introduce you to my dog because I'd be worried that you'd go all Shane Dawson on it. I wouldn't introduce you to anybody that I respect because why would I want to put them through that, Andrew? I wouldn't introduce you to, I don't know, I'm Alex, someone that I know. I wouldn't introduce you to them because I've seen it all, mate. I've seen your history. And I just don't think that's, like, fair on any human being.
No, you wouldn't, because you know what I'm going to do.
Yes, I know what you're going to do, and that's the problem, Andy. That's the issue. Can you explain to us why you moved to Romania again?
When people say, why did you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era.
Now tell me why I wouldn't want you going near anybody. Not just women. Anybody. And it's not just the takes about women, there are some other questionable things out there like this.
To a poor country, no one's depressed. If they have food and their family members are alive, they're all laughing and dancing. Africans ain't even got roofs on their houses. Every time you look at a documentary, they non-stop dancing around. I ain't dancing around like that ever. I'm never that happy.
It's genuinely quite disturbing to me that this man genuinely is under the assumption and belief that in Africa, people just don't have roofs under their houses. Africa is a massive, like, a continent which should be considered like a supercontinent. It is so absolutely massive. And yes, in Africa, there are some extremely poor areas, but at the same time, can we not say something so obviously terribly ignorant? There are some really lovely places in Africa, just like there are in any continent around the world. Yes, I'm sure people out there in poorer conditions are probably more grateful for smaller things in life than people in places of privilege are, but please, for the love of God, let's not romanticize. Let's not romanticize that. That's not something that we should be like, oh, well, you know, they're grateful for the smaller things in life because they're not in places of privilege. That's fine. Let's not do that. Let's not keep it like that. As somebody that was extremely poor in parts of my life, I definitely was happy at that time, you know. I did things that, you know, brought me happiness, but at the same time, that doesn't take away from the fact that I wouldn't have killed to live in a 4 or 5 bedroom house where I had some of the things that my friends have. Just because that I had happiness at some points in my life doesn't mean that depression doesn't exist. Obviously, I would have been much better off in a place where it was nicer and more comfortable and just had more space. Anybody in this world, rich or poor, can have depression, so let's not romanticize people who are more grateful for smaller things in their lives because they're not in positions of privilege. I promise you, my man, I promise you, people in poorer conditions would absolutely love to be in a place of where they have privilege and in a place of where they actually can just live a nice sustained lifestyle without having to worry every single day. But then it just gets worse and worse.
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them. Your house is only haunted if you believe in ghosts. Belief is a powerful thing.
Andrew, ghosts are not scientifically proven to be real. Depression is scientifically proven to be real. Now, you are right. If you believe in ghosts, you're most likely going to be more scared about ghosts. But the thing is, if you convince yourself that depression isn't real whilst you actually have depression, then you are going to allow that to fester and grow and build and get worse and worse. The thing is with depression, I feel like one of the best ways you can kind of, I guess, just do better in general, become happier and cope with it, is acceptance. Accepting that you do have this real issue, and by accepting it, you can find resolutions to get around that. Ignoring something like depression is only going to allow it to fester and get worse and worse. And I genuinely feel sorry for the people that have watched these videos, took that advice, and are now ignoring their mental health and just going at these crazy lengths to get rich and famous like Andrew Tate. I feel bad for those people because they are in these vulnerable positions where they are now, I guess, falling into the trap of listening to these scam artists, and that's genuinely depressing, and it's only going to create worse people in this world because they will take this advice, live by it, and then pass it on to their sons and their friends and their family, and that's just terrifying. In conclusion, Andrew Tate is somebody that I don't believe anyone should look up to, but sadly, particularly a lot of young men in the world will be looking up to this crazy rich style of life and desiring to have this because they are not at that point of their life and probably never will be, and they are going to go to the points of ignoring all of the horrible things that this man has been accused of doing just so they can get the life that Andrew Tate leads, and I think that's really sad. As much as we can make some jokes and laugh about this, ultimately, this is the culmination of a very serious issue of where people around the world are taking this advice and it is making them become horrible people. So I think we should speak about that. Please go to the comment section and let me know your experiences with these types of people. I would genuinely love to hear from you guys about that. And also, if you could do, please like this video because there are going to be some nutters on this video, dislike bombing it and stuff like that because they worship this terrible human being. Thanks so much for coming along to this video. That is the end of the video. If you want to follow my other socials, my Instagram is inabber, my Twitter is inabber69, and my second channel is inabber live. It's all there in the description. Thank you so much for coming along to this video. I hope you have a cracking day. Peace out. Take it easy. And please, for the love of God, don't pay £4,000 to join an alpha male group. If you do that, I feel bad for you. Bye-bye. Peace out.